All right, Paul. Well, there we have it, another Automotive Marketing Leaders Coffee Talk. And today the topic was navigating the relationships, the important relationships that marketers have in our dealerships. And I think there was a little bit of a therapy session
It felt
that
much
happened
more
at the
like a
beginning.
therapy session. Absolutely.
But some really tangible things that were brought to the plate.
I think one of the takeaways that I picked up that I think is extremely relevant to everyone and something that everybody can do is the principle of setting expectations. There are no two dealerships that are run the same way. There are no two general managers that think and operate the same way. But one thing was really consistent is that when people do a good job setting the expectation and documenting it in a simple way so that you can go back and look at it 3 months ago, 4 months ago, amazingly helpful in communicating why your strategy today is what it is.
Mhm. I really loved as well when one of the attendees talked about how important it is to make sure that the people that we're working with feel listened to. Like I think the term was bull in a china shop, that marketers can be, a lot of energy.
We're easily
And
excitable for sure.
and we also need to make sure that the people that we are interacting with feel completely heard.
Mhm.
And so we had a little bit of an exploration around soft skills. I like to say soft skills have a branding
I
problem.
love that.
It's important that we really take the time to learn how to have the critical conversations, the difficult conversations, guide people. This is a skill set that marketers really need to have in order to have a top-notch career.
It's kind of a dichotomy because our job as marketers is to communicate to a lot of people. And
Yes.
it's almost like when the group gets smaller and smaller, it gets more and more challenging to communicate to the people that we're working with on an everyday basis. And one of the topics that came up too was not relying on someone else to communicate your strategy and your message. It's easy to say, well, I communicate with the general manager. The general manager's responsibility is now to communicate to everyone, and maybe they're not doing a good job. My perspective on that is the second you accept that, you become a victim to their failure to communicate. You can go around that. You can make sure that the sales staff and service staff understands the strategy. Actually, I think the general manager will appreciate it. And I always believe that the burden of comprehension is on the communicator. We as the marketers are the communicators of our strategy across the board in the entire organization.
Yeah, I love that saying. There's a similar one that is relevant, which is the meaning of the message is that which is received.
That's right.
Yeah, it's on us to navigate this effectively. And speaking of navigation, there was also a big theme and pretty explosive theme about vendors and the role of vendors. Vendors are whispering in the ears of the general managers. They're trying to get in any way they can,
Mhm.
and how that sometimes creates some chaos or challenge for the
Often,
for the
often.
marketer.
Often, I mean, like you and I, as vendors to the industry, understand that because people rely on us a lot to help advise them. And then another vendor will come in and use one example from one dealer somewhere, somehow in a different context. But obviously, their job is to present it in the most alluring way. So that can really cause chaos in a strategy because that's a tactic is like playing checkers. Like, we're going to jump this piece now. Look, I can help you jump that piece. But the reality is a savvy marketer has a strategy, is playing chess, and one wrong move, one wrong tactic can disrupt the whole game.
Hmm. Yeah, I love that metaphor, Paul. And one other theme that I thought was really relevant was that as marketers, we end up being educators within, our organizations, and especially with the general managers. How do we educate people? And there was a lot of debate actually around what's the right level of knowledge. Uh, what do we share?
Right.
What do we need to educate on?
When you're explaining, you're losing. So as simple as you can take it, not have to explain it, or explain it as little as possible is by far should be the goal for everyone.
Fun session. We went right to the wire.
It's amazing.
Everybody had lots to say, and well, hopefully there were lots of great takeaways that we can action as marketers as we continue to navigate our relationships.
I love
Uh,
these sessions. It's so different than 99% of any other meeting or webinar I'm on. This is a real conversation with real practitioners. So if you are a marketing director or in marketing, this webinar is definitely an hour that's worth your time every other week.
Great. Well, thanks, Paul. It's so fun co-facilitating these with you, and we'll be doing that at Digital Dealer.
Can't wait. Gonna
Yeah,
bring
yeah.
it to the people.
Yeah, we're taking the show on the road.
Yeah,
So
from exactly where we are right now.
there
Right.
we have it. All right. Thanks, Paul. And to everybody out there, have a great couple of weeks. Look forward to seeing you next time.
Talk to you soon.